please describe a traditional story you like. And you should say,
A traditional story that I really like is The Frog in the Well. A frog lived in a well all his life. He looked up every day and thought the sky was only as big as the mouth of the well. One day, a little bird flew down and landed on the edge. The bird told the frog that she had flown across an endless sky, seen mountains, oceans, and forests far beyond the frog's imagination. But the frog laughed and said, "That's impossible. I see the sky every day. It's only this big." The bird smiled and said, "If you come out and see for yourself, you'll understand." When the frog finally jumped out of the well, he was shocked by what he saw: a huge, endless sky and a world far bigger than he had ever dreamed of. To be honest, I can't even remember who told me this story first. Maybe it was from a book or a cartoon I watched as a kid.
What do you think of making friends online?
I think making friends online can be pretty convenient, especially nowadays when we're all so busy and can't always meet people face to face. The internet lets you connect with people from all over the world who share your interests, which is really cool. But at the same time, you have to be careful because not everyone online is who they say they are. Sometimes it's harder to really trust someone you haven't met in person. Still, online friendships can be meaningful if you put in the effort to communicate honestly and regularly. So yeah, I think it's a good way to make friends, as long as you stay cautious.
Fashionable shoes or comfortable shoes?
I used to think fashionable shoes were important, but then reality taught me a lesson. After wearing a pair of cool but painful shoes for one whole day, I realized comfort is actually the real luxury. Now, if a pair of shoes doesn't feel like walking on clouds, I simply won't buy it.
What are the differences between paper books and e-books?
Paper books offer a hands-on reading experience that many find really engaging and easier on the eyes, making them great for deep reading. On the other hand, e-books provide convenience and portability since readers can adjust the text size and quickly look up words. This makes e-books more user-friendly and suitable for reading while on the go.
how do you feel after taking a nap?
I usually feel much more refreshed after taking a nap. Even a short nap helps me clear my head and recharge my energy. Of course, if I sleep too long, I might feel a bit groggy at first. But overall, it really improves my mood and helps me stay focused for the rest of the day.
Food you like, and you have had.
Well, a foreign food that I really like is laksa, a traditional Singaporean dish. I had the chance to try it during my trip to Singapore for Taylor Swift's concert. It was actually a special moment because not only was I there to see my idol perform live, but I also got to explore the local food scene. I had laksa at a famous hawker center in Singapore. It's a spicy noodle soup with a coconut milk base, and it's usually served with prawns, tofu, and a boiled egg. I remember the first bite. It was warm, rich, and had the perfect balance of spice and creaminess. The broth was so flavorful that I couldn't stop eating. I really like how it's a combination of textures with soft noodles, crunchy bean sprouts, and juicy prawns. It felt like the perfect comfort food, especially after spending the whole day exploring the city.
How can we know if a person is truly kind or just putting on an act?
I think it's difficult to know at first glance, as many people can be polite when they want something. But the real test, in my book, is how they treat people who have no power or status. For example, how they talk to waiters, delivery drivers, or cleaning staff. It's easy to be nice to your boss, but it speaks volumes about your character if you're respectful to everyone. So, it's not about one single act, but looking for a consistent pattern of behavior when they think no one important is watching.
What would your life be like without computers or tablets?
Honestly, life would be a lot harder without computers or tablets. I use them for work, studying, and staying in touch with people. Without them, I'd spend more time doing things manually, like writing reports by hand or going to the library for research. It would slow everything down.
In what conditions would it be difficult for you to use a computer or tablet?
It's hard to use my tablet when the battery's low and there's no socket around. I get nervous watching the percentage drop, especially if I'm in the middle of reading or watching something. Usually, I'll lower the brightness and try to finish quickly before it dies.
What do you usually do on your birthday?
I usually have a quiet celebration with my family. We might go out to eat or have dinner at home with a cake. Sometimes a few close friends join us. I just like spending the day with people who matter to me.
What did you do on your birthday when you were young?
When I was young, my birthdays were more exciting. My parents often threw small parties and invited my friends. We played games, ate snacks, and had a lot of fun. I always looked forward to those days.
Do you think it is important for you to celebrate your birthday?
Yes, I do think it's important. It's a way to take a break and enjoy some time with loved ones. It also reminds me to appreciate another year of life. Even a simple celebration makes me feel happy and valued.
Why are there so few top athletes?
I'd say there are so few top athletes because reaching the very top of sport is like passing through several filters that most people never get through. First, there's talent. Even if millions of kids play football or basketball, only a tiny minority have the perfect genetics for speed, coordination, or endurance. Then on top of that, you need years of professional support, good coaching, nutrition, sports science, and even mental training. That's why countries hosting major events like the Paris Olympics or the upcoming World Championships invest so heavily in their elite training systems. Another big factor is pressure. Modern top athletes live under constant media and social media scrutiny.
Mobile phone.
My first mobile phone was a basic one, just used for calls and text messages. It was pretty simple, but I remember feeling excited to have my own phone at the time.
Do you often use your mobile phone for texting or calls?
I use my mobile phone mostly for texting and messaging apps. I rarely make voice calls, but I do enjoy staying in touch through text or social media.
Will you buy a new one in the future?
I will likely buy a new phone in the future, especially if mine starts to slow down or if there are new features I want. Phones evolve quickly, so it's nice to stay up to date with technology.
Which do you think is easier, being a parent or being a grandparent?
Well, I can't really speak from experience since I don't have kids myself, but I'd say being a grandparent is definitely easier. Parents are the ones who do the heavy lifting. They work full-time, raise kids, deal with bills and homework, and somehow keep everything from falling apart. Grandparents, on the other hand, can enjoy the sweeter side of family life. They get to play with the grandkids, tell stories, and just bring warmth to the house. They're more like the sunshine in the family. They add love and comfort rather than deal with the tough stuff. So unless they're the main caregivers, I'd say being a grandparent is far more relaxing and emotionally rewarding.